my darling, your soulmate, your desired partner. Maybe you're not hearing from him right now, or you hear something and you ask yourself, what's really going on with him? I always like to say every card reading is a look behind the scenes. And now let's take a look at what's really going on at the moment. Maybe you pick up on something from the outside, or maybe you don't. And even if you do hear something, that doesn't necessarily mean that what you hear is actually the truth. So now let's take a look at what's going on, what's occupying his mind right now, especially when it comes to you. I'm tuning into the energy regarding you to see what the main topic is for your soulmate at the moment. Dear ones, you know we are working with the collective. This refers to your counterpart, whether male or female. Collective readings can't apply to everyone, and I'd also like to address one or two comments about that. Yes, when you look at the reading here, we're working with the collective, and it's always done in a general way, whether it's about soulmates or something else, but especially when it comes to love, people tend to put a lot of pressure on themselves. But in the end, you are always in control yourself. That's why I always like to say your self-concept. That self-concept is letting go. Letting go and directing your focus entirely on yourself. And you control all of this yourself, which means we're also dealing with the area of what we block, like delays, speeding things up, or whether your soulmate reaches out to you. And yes, we're working with the collective. So I always we take the bigger picture that's being shown. And I always feel so sorry when you really don't hear anything from him or her for weeks or even months, when there's no contact anymore. But it always comes down to how you yourself work with this for your own sake. I just wanted to add that. This is actually quite a big topic now, but I just wanted to bring it up again because, as I said, I just read a comment about it. And no, my dear, I absolutely do not misunderstand you. I know what you mean, and I know how it feels for you when you're caught up in that situation. And it's always important, please always put the focus entirely on yourselves. And as I always say, you hold the steering wheel of your own ship of life. And now, as I said, let's take a look at what's going on with your special someone. For now, just feel yourselves warmly embraced by me. You are all so wonderful. Truly, every single day, again and again, all your comments. A huge galactic size thank you to all of you for your warmth, your kindness, and also for the support you give to one another. And I always find that so sweet. And my dears, it's like this. No matter how much time has passed, that doesn't mean you should give up completely. You know, like, I don't know, 3 months have gone by or, half a year. And you think, okay, then nothing is happening anymore. No, believe me, from what I always see in my personal consultations, after how many months or even here in the collective, things really do start happening again. Some things really just take time, sometimes shorter, sometimes longer. And yes, so now let's definitely take a look at what's currently going on in the collective with your special someone. What's the top topic right now? What's going on with him? All right, then let's take a look. What's happening with your special someone? All right, so let's get started. We have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. So, he's already moving in that direction. So it's about bringing some momentum in. But here we're also already in the realm of love, although we don't yet know if it's self-love, love for you, or exactly what kind of love is involved here, but it already shows some uncertainty. He's still wavering at the moment, but it's also about, he's now being given opportunities. Something is happening here so that something can grow. We're definitely in the realm of love here, and something is being revealed right now regarding an opportunity, a good opportunity. Let's see. In any case, it already sounds interesting and exciting. So then we have Cups and Swords. And let's start with the Cups first. We have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups, yes. So your special someone is definitely moving into warmth and affection here, because this is about fulfillment. So their movement is in the direction of finding satisfaction, of feeling good. Somehow he's breaking out of an area here, because I also see frustration related to material things, and he regrets something as well. Let's see exactly what that is, but love is definitely a big theme here. Love, yes. And there's something I want to change here. Change is indicated. So then we have the Queen of Swords. I find the Queen of Swords very interesting here because we're in the area of what's currently occupying him or her, a top issue. And this goes into the area that has to do with you. Yes. Your loved one, I still see a bit of this. Maybe he was always easily influenced, a certain coldness. This coldness in him, maybe also impulsive, a bit arrogant for some, because there was something in his behavior, but now he is completely turning away from this behavior, changing. It shows a transformation. And here we have, as I said, some kind of opportunity, a change, a chance. He's grabbing onto something here. I'm really curious now about what this opportunity is all about. But with your loved one, it's like internally, they're also moving more towards communication. And if we now look at your side of things, it seems that there is always something. Maybe you were solution oriented, or maybe you also turned away from him or her. Now, there might not be any contact, and there's something that's just catching up with him a bit again, something about you in terms of communication. And he's also really communicating with himself. Oops, with himself. So let's see. All right. So let's get started then, right now. Your loved one does tend to push things away a bit and sometimes isn't exactly quick to make decisions, especially when it comes to matters of the heart. I often see him really withdrawing again and again. I see him very much. He's really preoccupied with what once was when it comes to relationships. Because what I see is that we're making small steps. I keep seeing these brief moments where the intervals aren't long anymore, the gaps have become much shorter, where he goes into communication with himself and is very withdrawn. I see this turning inward. Right. So then we have the uncertainty. And with the uncertainty, all right. Oh, you can't even see that anymore, can you? Yep. Good. Now everything is clear. Okay. So regarding the person close to your heart, he is really in the process of cleaning up. I see the cleanup work happening with him. Cleaning up means, in his case, dealing with everything that has happened, everything in his past. He is sorting it all out right now. I sense that he is very sad. I really feel that. So even if you might say, no, not him, he shows something different on the outside. Yes, he's really good at that. He's an absolute pro at it, but I disappointed him very much. I see him deeply immersed in his sorrow. Sorrow, especially when it comes to love. He feels alone. Even if he's out and about a lot, showing lots of activities on the outside. It's just about keeping up appearances. It's just acting. It's simply outside, as I said, showing something different, not revealing anything from his inner self. That's really, really prominent here. I see him wearing a mask on the outside. Inside, he feels completely torn apart. He is insecure, he is restless. And what he is currently letting go of are attachments. These are behavioral patterns, old behavioral patterns, where this is reflected here as well, where he was influenced. Oh, right, here we have it, where he was influenced, this influence from the outside. Because here things are really blowing up. I see conflict here. I see conflict, unpleasantness, discussions, whether he was in a relationship with someone else. So I want to emphasize the word was now, because here we see a separation process, which actually already looks to me like he has completely detached himself from that path. He has turned away. He is already completely turning away from what has always held him back. whether it's a relationship, his environment, maybe even his work, his professional situation, or his activities. So those old behavior patterns of his, where he always got stuck, where he never really looked, always pushed things away, suppressed them, always ran away. He had the coolest sneakers ever and a whole closet full of sneakers, always grabbing a new pair so he could run even faster. He's turning away from all that completely because I see him here as being without strength. On the level of consciousness, the decision has been made. The level of consciousness that he is returning more to a connection, an honest, genuine connection with himself, and is completely letting go of all that. So as I said, whether it's a relationship, whether it's, as mentioned, man, woman, whether it's friends, everything that, no matter which area, I just have to keep it a bit more superficial or general here because we're talking about the collective. So whether it's about work, a relationship with another woman, another man, friends, whatever it is that has always held him back, where he never really opened up, where he always felt this heaviness, there was never any lightness for him in those situations. He was so tense at times, but on the outside, he put on a really strong show, entertaining everyone and making it seem like he was doing great, perfect, wonderful. He twisted and turned things however it looked best to others. And now there's this inward turning, this feeling inside, hey, this just doesn't fit anymore, because he's really not doing well. And here we're clearly back at a topic. When you see someone outside and think, oh, they're doing fine, he's making a big show, party hard and all that. No, that's just keeping up appearances, no matter what it's about. I saw him cleaning up. He made the decision. He took you as an example in that, your solution-oriented approach, your talkativeness, the way you say, hey, look, it's all right, I've got a solution ready, and you find something that way. And this optimism, he's reached for that again here as well. Just like we saw at the beginning, he took that from you as an example, this thing that keeps coming up for him, this memory that you always had a solution ready. And that's where he is now. He says he wants to get out of here. He's taken some hard hits, and it could be that he'll take a few more from some people here. And those hits really landed hard, and they left a mark. Because with him, I sense disappointment, frustration, and a breach of trust. I sense the dishonesty that was shown to him. So your loved one has really been hit by an avalanche here. Wow, that really took a while. Honestly, I don't feel sorry for him. Sorry, but we're a collective. And I really don't feel any pity because he needed it. Otherwise, he just wouldn't wake up. And that's what he's been repeating over and over, maybe for years, always bringing up the same pattern again and again, whether it's relationships, behavioral patterns, and so on. And now, boom, he's breaking that cycle. Like I said, it's clean up work so that he can let go of it, fully move into healing, because he's focusing on the connection, on the connection at the heart level. Because he feels the love much more strongly now, the love for himself above all, the sense of being at home with himself, and especially the love for you. So now let's get to the point. He's no longer sure about you. Because now your beloved is experiencing a heart opening in this area. He is letting go of that. This whole blockage, the entire wall, he's now completely tearing it down here, using, C4 and all sorts of things are being placed and detonated so that things keep getting released here. We already have several construction sites, yes, but things are becoming lighter and lighter because that's what he was missing. So, and now comes the uncertainty, the inner restlessness, this sense of being torn. Phew, what did you actually give him? Now, on the level of consciousness, he is realizing how wonderful you are, everything you have given him, that you are not someone who is a burden to him, who maybe just wants his money, who only wants help, who, yes, only wants something from him for their own benefit, but rather you have given from your whole heart, and he is now becoming aware of that. And here we have this awakening. It's beautiful, because now on the level of consciousness, we have this realization. And there, he's not completely through it yet. Even if you are in contact or contact is being established, you will notice it as well. Here it means, please stay true to yourself. Don't twist yourself. Don't fall back into old patterns from back then, especially if you've made a change now. This is very important. Rather, stay completely true to yourself. Your connection is being shown. I see contact between the two of you. It might still be a bit uncertain because I keep sensing this cautiousness that he sometimes briefly withdraws again, this somewhat closed off attitude. But that's simply because he's slowly getting closer to you, getting closer to check out, what's going on there? Because I actually sense him as being very insecure himself. Of course, he's also a bit cautious, wondering if he's going to get rejected by you, get hit with a harsh response, because that's something he's familiar with. But you'll notice that there's more warmth coming through here, that there's more openness, more of this. Yeah, if you've been in contact with him the whole time, or if the last contact you had was recent, maybe you also noticed, whoa, what's going on there? He's not even himself anymore, as if he's taken on a different personality. You sense something like that there was a change, as if he had adopted behaviors from other people or something like that. And now you'll notice a complete turnaround, that he's actually starting to heal himself, turning things around for the better, healing. And you'll feel that this vulnerability is being made much more visible again, or even shown in a new way, something you might not have really been able to perceive in him before, because maybe he was always pretending. And that's a beautiful transformation your loved one is going through. So, as I said, there really is this opportunity, and he will take it, and it has to do with you. The opportunity for communication, because this is also about coming out of withdrawal. As I said, his decision has been made to come out of retreat. We actually see a sense of determination here. He's not fully strong yet in the sense of, yes, I want this and I'm going to push through no matter what. No, I still see him as rather hesitant, but he does want to. And even if things still waver a bit at times, I see stability here, because from this shaky determination, we move completely into the strength of true determination. The tide is turning, things are shifting, and it's all about coming back into harmony with you, reconnecting there. Even if you have been in a relationship before, he is now becoming aware of what he is missing. No matter what has happened between you two, whether it was distance, a relationship, or whatever else, it was truly, truly, truly necessary for us to reach this turning point, for it to become completely clear on this level of awareness, if you still want it, of course, if you still want it. And always remind yourself, you are the most important person in your life. And I sense a lot of reflection happening with your loved one. And that is wonderful. It took a long time for him to reach this point, but now he's finally there. Wow. So we have the Tower. And with the Tower, let me just say, it's not something negative, because with the Tower, the conflict, the chaos is actually leaving. Change is being shown, change. And there's this unpleasant surprise about what he actually did to her, because I also sense guilt, a bad conscience, even towards you. That's a big issue. I'll just say professionally, things don't seem to be going well either. So here, he might currently be looking for something else, or considering a change in this area as well. Yeah, but I kind of push that aside a bit, because mainly I have a different topic here, this clearing up and the change, which I now find wonderful. So if he kept closing himself off, withdrawing, and this fear, this paralysis, even that is completely going away now. And now this awakening is being shown, which I find really, really beautiful, the change. But the change can still mean that this restlessness, which is still being shown a little, this wavering. It could also be that one message or one contact goes really well with him, and then a bit of restlessness comes back in again. But this is his cleanup work, because it's whirling around in his head. He's being shaken up really, really, really intensely. So, and now we also have the cups, which I find absolutely beautiful. So here we really have a very emotional spread as well. So the whole thing is very much surrounded by love. So, and if we now take the Queen of Cups, he knows that you are an incredibly sensitive woman. And this caring nature, that's what he wants to give you as well. And he is moving into self-love, but above all into love for you. He knows that at times he may have treated you carelessly. And yes, it could also be that there is still a rival, someone else in the picture, but he will definitely seize the opportunity, take his chance, and approach you with sensitivity. Above all, he wants healing in your relationship. He wants to move towards healing. He is on the way. Healing is coming, yes. So I thought I had to sneeze just now, but I actually didn't, okay? As I said, healing is coming, especially healing within your relationship with each other. And of course, he hopes for your understanding whether you even want to try again. But he is moving away from dependency, from the dependency that existed back then. And as I mentioned before, it's really much more about the feeling, because he genuinely embraces your unique personality, especially your warmth and kindness. I think that's wonderful. And dear ones, I wish you lots and lots of warmth, a wonderful day, and feel warmly embraced. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching. Thank you for being here. Goodbye.